Afternoon everyone, here's our latest video update on Typhoon Soulik, which is the first typhoon of this year here in the Western Pacific Basin. Now the system has been rapidly intensifying since yesterday when it was just a weak tropical storm. Now it is a strong typhoon and again continuing to intensify at a fairly quick pace here. System continues to move across the Western Pacific Ocean, lasted approximately 940 kilometers northwest of Guam, or about 1,350 kilometers east-southeast of Okinawa in Japan. Maximum sustained winds, according to Japan Meteorological Agency, are now at 130 kilometers per hour with gusts of up to 185. Now the system is moving west-northwesterly at 20 kilometers per hour now into the warm waters of the Philippine Sea. You can see in this last visible satellite image, you can see that this large cyclonic circulation here, and also that eye starting to get more defined now, and also surrounded by strong and deep convective activity here. System lies in a very favorable region, good radial outflow, warm sea surface temperatures, and also light to moderate wind shear, again allowing the system to intensify rapidly over the past 24 hours. In fact, the Joint Typhoon Warning Center has slightly higher wind estimates than JMA, mainly because they're using the 1 minute wind estimates here, and again upgrading Solic to a Category 2 typhoon. So again, a serious cyclone here in the making. And looking at the infrared satellite image, you can see also that, again, as I said before, a strong deep convection wrapping around that developing eye here. And again, the system looks very good, very strong, and very symmetrical here. Again, good radial outflow, and is expected to continue intensifying for at least another 2 to even 3 days. Now, so far the system is far away from any major islands, and it did move across the northern portions of the Mariana Islands yesterday, bringing some scattered rains and also some gusty winds. So although it did spare the islands of Guam and Saipan, now the system is moving just southwest of the island of Iwoto, or Iwo Jima, out here in Japan, continuing to move west-northwestward, potentially impacting the Ryukyu Islands in the next 2 to 3 days here. And this image right here just tells us how strong this system is. This is the latest microwave image, which is kind of like an X-ray, taking a closer look at this storm. And again, you can see the beautiful eye wall continuing to develop, and again looking more impressive by the hour. You can see that eye well defined now, and again translating to that really strong look out here on the infrared imagery. As for the track, the system is currently being steered by this subtropical ridge anchored just south of Japan. This has been the dominant steering layer for the past 2 days now, steering Solic on a generally west to west northwestward track. Expect this track to continue moving in that same direction. Now the critical part of our forecast here is that a trough is forecast to move in from Central Asia, move east-northeastward, weakening this subtropical ridge and creating a weakness in the steering layers here, allowing Solic to potentially move more northwesterly, perhaps into the islands here of Japan, maybe even into Taiwan or into eastern China. Now looking at the latest computer model runs, we still have some disagreements here, although the general consensus, again, northwesterly track, and then perhaps a turn more to the north by say Thursday or Friday, perhaps could threaten the northern portions of Taiwan, maybe even into the Miyako and Yaeyama Islands, and could even actually impact parts of Okinawa, say by Thursday and into Friday. And also you can see computer models adamant on bringing the system on a northwesterly track, perhaps impacting parts of eastern China and maybe even the city of Shanghai here come this week. And now looking at the latest official forecast here, beginning with the Japan Meteorological Agency, staying closely with the consensus here on a west to west northwesterly track, and then turning more to the northwest beginning Friday and into Saturday. JMA a little bit south here on the forecast tracks, actually showing a track that could brush the northern portion of Taiwan, probably even affecting the city of Taipei by Saturday here, and into parts of southeastern China, say by Saturday and into Sunday. JMA also being aggressive with the intensity forecast here, forecasting a very strong typhoon in 2 days time. Now the Joint Typhoon Warning Center here, a little bit northern track compared to JMA, actually not showing a track across Taiwan, and instead is taking the system into the islands of Miyako here, just southwest of Okinawa, and continuing on that northwesterly track, making landfall here in eastern China as a strong typhoon by Saturday afternoon. So again, comparing that with the JMA's forecast, Joint Typhoon Warning Center is definitely on a more northerly track here. So again, we still have lots of uncertainties to work out, anywhere from Taiwan to, say, even parts of the Ryukyu Islands are still definitely in the game here for this typhoon. Now, as for the JTWC's intensity forecast, you can see here forecasting a peak intensity of up to 115 knots. That's category 4 strength here, beginning perhaps into Thursday, and agency expecting the system to slowly weaken by Friday and into Saturday as it encounters stronger wind shear and cooler waters in this part of the Pacific. Nevertheless, still medium to high chance of this system impacting eastern China in one way or another as a strong typhoon. And you can also see their forecast cone of uncertainty still including much of Taiwan, and even into the islands of Ryukyu as well here, and also including a large portion of eastern China, because again, that critical portion of our forecast still uncertain whether the system will turn northwesterly on a much earlier than forecast or much later than forecast, which could definitely play a significant role on which areas it will impact in the coming days. And before we end this, we have a final look at the system, a closer look, an infrared satellite loop, and again you can see that eye really popping up, surrounded by deep and strong convective activity. So again, expecting the system continue to intensify, moving west-northwesterly over the next few days. Thank you for watching our video today. Have a great night.